What is going on, Virgil? Back again with today's video. We're going to be talking about the Tampa Bay Rays. And obviously, the Rays have had some pretty successful seasons in their eyes. We take a look at their last 5 seasons. They pretty much made the playoffs every other year, as you guys can see, except for 2024. But honestly, we look at the last 2 seasons. I mean, they really haven't been good, in my opinion. They've been good enough to make the playoffs, but they still suck in the postseason. I mean, 22 and 23 was not good. And then 24, obviously, they took kind of a significant step back. And I think they kind of realized that this team is not going to win. And they started trading pieces like Randy Rosarena was to go, and they started trading a lot of their other pieces. Obviously, they traded the 2 pitchers to Oakland in this offseason. I think they kind of realized they kind of have to blow it up and kind of restart, because it's not going to be this team that's going to get them a World Series, especially after the season they had in 2021 and obviously the whole 2020 fiasco, right? I think they realized it's just done with this team. And in 2024, they had a really good season, 80 wins, 82 losses, not bad at all for this team. But I feel like the Rays, they always find some really underrated players that they throw in their lineup and they end up doing absolutely insane. So that is definitely a positive of this team. But I just don't think they're going to be good in 2025. I think they might even be a little bit worse because they've been trading more pieces. But where the Rays do thrive is their top prospects. So we're going to take a look at this. They have 2 guys in the top 10 that they're going to be calling up in 2025. Starting off at number 1 is Carson Williams. He's their first round pick from 2021. He had 115 games at the AA level, batting at 256. And honestly, when you look at his other seasons, he's hit pretty similar as well. So really not a lot of crazy stats from his AA campaign. Even if you look at his 22-23, they're all pretty similar, I want to say. He did definitely get a little bit better, but nothing like drastic. So we'll wait and see what he does. He is a shortstop, so definitely they're going to call him up eventually. But we'll see how he does. Probably starts the year in AAA if I had to guess, and then from there they'll probably call him up if he does well, but he's definitely an okay hitter right now. Now coming in at number 4 in the organization is Chandler Simpson. He was drafted in 2022 as well in those competitive balance picks, and his 2024 campaign was absolutely phenomenal. Played in 110 games at the high A level and the AA level. Batted a 355 with both of those teams. I mean, that is insane. If we want to think about it like that, most of the games were spent at that AA level, batting at 351. Yeah, I mean, absolutely incredible. This kid's destroying the baseball. Definitely gonna get called up pretty soon. Probably starts the year in AAA if I had to guess. Definitely, he's an outfielder right now, so definitely could be used on the Rays, right? So he's been pretty good his whole minor league career. I mean, you kind of look at all the years he's played. I mean, he's been good every year, so kind of interesting to see why he's taken a while to get called up. Should definitely be on the team in 2025. And then we're just going to scroll through the rest of their prospects right here. They got a lot of guys in 26 and 27, which they're going to call up. We're looking for the 2025 guys. We have 13 and 14. We have 17 as well. We have 22, 26 as well in 2025. So definitely a decent amount of players to call up in this top 30. The Rays always got some good prospects, so I'll wait to see what other players that are going to get called up and be absolutely phenomenal. Taking a look at this team's contracts. Now they're still paying this Wander Franco contract. I know he's been like arrested and everything like that. I am pretty confident they have to pay this because it's a guaranteed contract. They're paying him a lot of money over the next 10 years, and he's not even going to be playing on the team, which is very unfortunate. So I'm pretty sure they still have to pay that. There's really been no update on his whole contract and if he has to pay it. I'm not really sure. It kind of sucks for the Rays though, because he was a really good player. But moving on, Brendan Lau is technically their top guy at $10.5 million in 2025. A lot of these guys are going to be coming off a lot of team options, as we can see with Drew Brassman, Pete Fairbanks, and Yandy Diaz. I imagine all those options will get extended. And obviously, Shane McClanahan is still here for a couple more seasons, as he's got those arbitration seasons. Everyone else is going to be in that arbitration, so definitely looking to be an interesting team. And even some of the trade pieces they got last year, obviously Christopher Morel from the Cubs came on this team, so he will probably play pretty well in 2025. And they've got a lot of interesting players on their team, but yeah, the Rays don't really spend a ton of money on their players. The Wander Franco contract, let me know in the comment section down below if they still have to pay that or not, because I really don't know. And then they are paying some buyouts. They're paying a $2 million buyout for Miguel Margot when he got traded, and they still got to pay a $100K buyout for Davinsky. And you guys got to realize the Rays are paying $15 million to the Yankees to play in George Steinbrenner Field for the 2025 season, so you can kind of also put that on their payroll as well. Now looking at this total, they're committed $41.9 million to the team. This is supposed to get up to 62.5. I imagine it will be way more than this if I had to guess. Considering last year they had $128 million payroll, I would imagine it'd be more than this, at least over $100 million if I had to guess. So let's cover this team's current roster as it is. Definitely have some pretty good players on here, and I think we're definitely gonna see some surprises when we actually start the season with this team. Starting with the starting pitching, Shane McClanahan and Drew Rassman are probably the best pitchers if I had to guess. Especially Rassman almost had a lot of no-hitters before in the past, so and then we'll kind of see how the other guys perform. I'm not totally sure a lot of these players, but we'll kind of wait and see how they perform. Moving over to the bullpen, you got classic players like Pete Fairbanks and Kevin Kelly over here who have been on the organization for a little while, and we got a lot of other players as well. A lot of new players on this team, on this bullpen. So it'll be exciting to see how these guys perform. Moving over to the starting nine, I imagine Danny Jansen would start. Obviously, he came over from the Blue Jays. I imagine he would get to start at the catching position. I would imagine Yandy Diaz would start at first as well. Brendan Lau probably going to play second if I had to guess. And then Junior Camarolari will probably play third as their shortstop. They could definitely use an upgrade there, which I think is where the prospects are going to come in. Looking towards the outfield now, they actually have him in left field. So I guess Christopher Monroe will play left field. I haven't really seen him play the outfield a whole lot, but I guess he has played there before. And then we have Josh Lau in right field, and then center field, they could probably play anyone, to be honest. At the DH spot, this is probably just the 10th guy, honestly, who's going to play that position if I had to take a guess. But yeah, very interesting team so far. A lot of unknown names to most fans. So definitely going to be interesting to see how this team comes around when the season starts. Now, taking a look at the Rays' attendance, we know their attendance is not good, right? They are the third worst in the league, coming in at number 28. They brought in about 1.3 million fans to the stadium and about a 60.5 average. There you go. Obviously, that's way below a lot of the other teams in this league. One of the worst ones, right? I mean, there's nothing positive to say about this attendance except for their whole situation with the new stadium that they're trying to acquire. So yeah, definitely interesting situation with the Rays. This attendance isn't going to improve playing in Steinbrenner Field in Tampa because this stadium can't even hold that many people, I don't think. So yeah, definitely going to be a down year for attendance again for the Rays. Now moving over to the 2025 MLB draft, the Rays went down 2 spots in the lottery and they're going to be picking their first round at number 14. So still not a horrible pick for the Rays. They definitely get a good player. Moving on down, no prospect promotion, no compensation picks. They do have 2 competitive balance A picks right here. They have theirs at 36 and they have Oakland's at 41. Obviously they acquired that from the Jeffrey Springs trade with the team. So having an extra draft pick definitely going to help them out. In the second round, the Rays are going to be picking at number 11 at 53. And they also have another pick right here at 67 because they picked this guy at 66 last year who didn't sign with them. So they have another pick in the second round. So the Rays have their first round pick, 2 compensation picks, and then 2 picks in the second round. And then moving down to competitive balance B, they're obviously not in here. No compensation picks. Moving to the third round, they're picking once again at number 11. Once again, no compensation picks at round number 4, picking at number 12. And then once again, no compensation picks in the 5th round. They're going to be picking at number 11. So, and then pretty much the remaining 15 rounds, they're going to be picking at number 12. So that's kind of how you have it. The Rays have 23 picks in this draft out of the 20 rounds, which is very good. Obviously, the extra picks coming from the 2 compensation picks and then the extra pick in the second round. A really good draft from the Rays. I mean, this team's been pretty good at drafting, so very excited to see how much work they can get done in this draft. But going over my prediction for this team in 2025, I don't think they're going to play well. I think they're going to get 4th in the East. I think they're going to be better than the Blue Jays, to be honest, because I think the Blue Jays are just trash, to be honest, right now. But yeah, I think they get better than the Blue Jays at number 4. I feel like that is definitely possible. I feel like they have a similar season to last year, where I feel like they could win 80 to 75, 72 games, right around there. I feel like they're just not going to be better than last year at all, especially with the pieces they've lost. But that's kind of where I have this team, like 72 to kind of 79 kind of win season, I think is what they're going to do. With that being said, where do you guys have this team? What's your predictions on the 2025 Rays? With that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, everyone.